That's got to be a thrill for those guys coming out of that helmet, though, don't you think?
Of course, the band lining the field. Just the electricity's in the air as we're ready to start the 2007 football season. Cannon fires across the way, and of course, if you're a Buckeye fan, you hope to hear that early and often.
Yeah, you want to hear that all night long is what you're wanting to hear. I tell you what, it does put the hairs on your arms standing up. Start of the season like this and coming out of that helmet with the band playing. The kids look fired up out there. Coaching staff is excited about the season. I'm really looking forward to this.
Of course, these two teams are playing for the Doc Kroner Trophy. The Buckeyes and the Bulldogs have played the last 22 years in a row, and the Buckeyes are 18-4 over that 22-year span. And the Buckeyes have won the last 3.
Well, you know, this is also the last time that the Athens Bulldogs are going to be playing the Nelsonville-York Buckeyes from a different conference. They're coming into the TVC next year, so this is kind of that last statement between the SEOL and TVC this year.
And along that same lines, of course, this will be the last time these two teams will meet the first game of the season, since, as you said, Athens becoming a TVC Ohio League member.
Exactly.
We mentioned Ryan Adams, the new head coach of Athens. Of course, he played tailback for Athens, and back in '89, the Bulldogs, with him at tailback, won the SEOAL championship.
Yeah, and I think that's what he's going to be trying to instill upon the kids over there. They've had some rough seasons, and I think he's trying to first start with the mental game and get them into the mindset of being a winning team and going after things from a more competitive nature than maybe they have in the past. So it should be interesting to see how he fires the team up. Nelsonville-York actually won the toss earlier and decided to defer to the second half, so they're going to start out on defense here.
Of course, talking about coaches, you know, how great of a job Coach Dave Boston Jr. has done here at Nelsonville-York. Hasn't lost a league game yet. You can't beat that. Of course, all 4 years in the playoffs, all 4 years outright TVC Ohio Division champion.
It kind of comes with a double-edged sword. You set the standard that you're going to win. And the nice thing that I see in the kids here is that they instill this belief that they're going to win. Opposed to carrying the weight around that you have to win, it's almost more of a we're going to win attitude. And that's because the coaching staff does an excellent job with them. And it looks like Zach Talbert's going to have the kickoff duties here for the Buckeyes.
And it looks like Cameron Tope back deep for Athens. Zach Talbert ready to kick it away, waiting for the signal from the official to get this season underway. Talbert approaches, and this game is underway. A low liner taken at the 18. No, he lets it go, and that's going to be a touchback. Athens will have it on the 20.
I tell you what, that was awful close to hitting that Mitch Crabtree, number 30. He bent down thinking about it for a second. It would have been a mistake if he'd have tried to touch that ball, I believe.
Of course, we weren't sure who would be quarterbacking Athens, whether to be Zane Summers or Tanner Cannon, but we sure do know that Jared Riley and Cameron Tope was going to be in the backfield for the Bulldogs. And it looks like getting the start at quarterback is Tanner Cannon. Pretty nice name for a quarterback.
Yeah. Actually, you know, I saw Zane play a little bit last year, and so Tanner must be really putting himself aside in the practices this year.
Bulldogs on their own 20 after the touchback. Handoff straight up the middle, a little bit of running room. It looked to be Riley on the carry, and he takes it out close to the 25-yard line. Pickup of about 4.
I think you're going to see a lot of Riley coming right up the middle. It looked to me like number 78, Trevor Pauly, was the first Buckeye here to stop him, but I think that's going to be a heavy dose of Riley up the middle.
Of course, you mentioned Pauly. He was right up there in total tackles for the Buckeyes last year, and they're happy to have him back. Buckeyes lost 17 seniors from a year ago. Athens with a second down and 6 on their own 24-yard line.
You know, both teams are coming in here with new quarterbacks leading their teams this year. A lot of changes going on. You know, you look at the starting rosters on both teams, there's very few seniors on either roster.
Tanner Cannon at quarterback. 2nd down and 6 for Athens. Man in motion. And handoff's going to go to Tope. And he's close to an Athens 1st down. He may just be barely shy of it. Looks like he'll be just about 6 inches shy of a 1st down. It'll bring up 3rd down and short.
And as you heard there, Norway was in on the tackle there first, but you know,
they say it is a 1st down for
he's
the
right at the line. It was just depending on where they spot the ball, and apparently that nose is touching the 30, so they're moving him down.
So the Bulldogs with the 1st down and 10 on their own 30. Out of the I formation. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Cannon at quarterback as the man comes in motion to this side. And the handoff goes to Tope, and a hard run by Tope, and he's brought down right around the 34-yard line. He picks up 4.
Well, this was their bread and butter last year, was running the ball. That's the strength of their field, so it doesn't surprise me to see them continuing to run the ball. You know, again, Norway is in on the tackle number 59, which is the younger of the 2 brothers of the Norway, Robert.
Athens 2nd down and 6 from their own 34-yard line with 10:10 to play in the 1st quarter. Out of the I formation, again, Tanner Cannon at quarterback. And we have a flag come in.
I'm assuming we got some motion or something on the line for it to be picked up that quickly.
And it is offsides, or pardon me, delay of game.
Wow.
On Athens. Seemed pretty quick.
That catches me off guard. It didn't seem like it took that long to get the ball off. But I trust their watch.
So that brings up 2nd down and 11 now for Athens.
This is where the Buckeye defense has a real good opportunity to make something happen here with a penalty that sets them back like that.
Man in motion once again, coming to this side. Cannon hands it off to Tope, and he's hit pretty quickly.
Norway got him right at the line that time. He wasn't going anywhere.
Patrick Norway on the tackle. I'll tell you, I bet you Patrick Norway got out of bed this morning, jumping up and down, looking like a boxer. He's always high as a kite and ready to go when you talk about football.
It's like one of those little Mexican jumping beans, I tell you. He comes on the field and he's just hyper ready to roll.
Athens now 3rd down and 10 from their own 30-yard line. Cannon back to pass, setting up a screen pass to Tope. He crosses the 30. Still going, Tope is. He's got a 1st down for Athens, and he'll take it out to midfield and the Buckeye territory at the 49. Athens picks up 21 on the screen pass.
Man, that was actually set up pretty nice by Athens, the way they had that wall out there. They allowed that defensive line to come in, and we just charged in. Now, again, 52, Patrick Norway in on the tackle there, coming from behind, but they got a chunk of yardage on us that time.
Athens 1st down and 10 at the Buckeye 49. Pitch out to Tope on the right side, and he's hit and dropped for a loss.
That's a nice defense right there, coming up and hitting that guys behind the line finally. I didn't catch who it was, though, if that was Fox that came up off the corner or who it was.
So it brings up 2nd down and about 12 now for Athens after the 2-yard loss. Back to their own 49. 8:42 to play in the 1st quarter, no score. This is the initial drive of the game. Athens 2nd down and 12. Cannon at quarterback, hands it off to Tope, and not much there. He stopped right around the line, and a flag comes in. We may have a hold on Athens. And we'll see what the Buckeyes elect to do. Again, there was no gain on the play.
Looked like Cunningham put the stop on, but...
And it is holding on the Bulldogs. And that penalty is declined, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 12 for Athens.
That's one of those tough decisions to make early in the ball game. You've got 3rd and 12, or do you go 2nd and 22? You know, what's the better situation for you to be playing in? Shows that Coach Boston has some serious confidence in his defensive squad out there right now. Wants to put the stop on and get the ball in his hands.
Bulldogs 3rd down and 12 from their own 49-yard line. Tanner Cannon at quarterback. Pitches it out to this side to Tope. Cuts it back to the middle.
Blitzed in there nicely.
And Tope's still running. And he's going to take it to the Buckeye 42. He will be short of a first down by about 3 yards, but a nice run by Cameron Tope.
They're actually marking it down on the 41, so he got a chunk of yards out of it, but...
And Athens may now go for it. You figure if it was 4th and long, they'd definitely punt it away, but on the Buckeye 41, 4th and about 3, might be a long 2. And Athens will go for it.
There's the first real big swing play of the game right here on a 4th and 2 for the Bulldogs.
Handoff goes to Tope, and he's hit and dropped, and it looks like he's short.
He squirted right through, I believe.
No, you're right. He squirted through for the first down easily to the Buckeye 38.
He put his head down and went right through that right side.
So the Bulldogs have picked up a couple 3rd down and long plays.
I'll tell you what, Cameron Tope's been the workhorse. He's got 22 yards on the ground and about 20 there in the screen pass play to him there. Definitely a guy to keep your eye on as the game wears on here.
Athens 1st down and 10 at the 38 of the Buckeyes out of the I formation. Cannon throws out to the side. It falls incomplete. Let's see how they rule that.
They may rule that.
We're still waiting for a signal whether
we have
it was
no
backwards.
call in the field.
Of course, it has to be going forward for it to be a forward pass. If it's sideways or backwards, it's a fumble. The officials talking things over.
I don't think the officials had themselves in good enough position to
really
see
the official had the best shot of it was on this side, and I think he was going to rule it a fumble, but I think he's not absolutely sure.
I don't think any of them were right along the line to be able to tell easily enough.
Now they're saying incomplete pass. So to bring up 2nd down and 10 for Athens at the Buckeye 38 with 7:35 to play in the first quarter. That official on the sideline is now hearing it from the Buckeye coaches. And again, it looked like he ran right out there like he felt it was a fumble, but it was ruled incomplete in the end. Bulldogs 2nd down and 10. Handoff to Tope on the right side. Tope running hard, and another nice gain of about 5 yards to the Buckeye 33. Bulldogs 3rd down and about 5 at the Buckeye 33. 7:15 to play in the first quarter. No score.
Again, you got Robert
down territory.
Again, you got Robert Norway in on the tackle there. You got Patrick in on a few tackles. Those guys are really flying around the field right now.
3rd and 5. Handoff goes to Riley, and he's covered up right at the line of scrimmage. Nice pursuit by the Buckeye defense.
That actually looked to me like Josh Lyon blew that play up right at the line, number 55 for the Buckeyes there.
Looked like Thomas Williams also in on the tackle. But as you said, it looked like Lyon was right there to plug the hole. And now it's 4th down and 5 for Athens. They've converted a couple long ones already on this drive on 3rd down. Now it's 4th and 5 for Athens at the Buckeye 33. Cannon back to pass, thrown out to this side to Tope. And he's hit and dropped, and he's short of a first down at the Buckeye 31. He gains 2, but they needed 5, and the Buckeyes will take over on their own 31-yard line.
Nice hit for the Buckeyes there, I tell you what.
Buckeye showed good quickness on that one, because once again, when they threw it out to Tope initially, it looked like the way he's been breaking tackles, that he might be able to pick it up. There was an open running room, but the Buckeye defenders Covered it up quickly.
Looked like Michael Barrett came up first and forced him back onto the inside, and then someone cleaned up the play. I wouldn't even catch actually who it was, but it was a nice hit. You know, actually, you got to give some credit to Tanner as a 10th grader for the Bulldogs. He's showing some nice poise out there in the quarterback.
Of course, Michael Barrick at quarterback for the Buckeyes, replacing Jay Edwards, who was the Buckeye quarterback for the previous 4 years. Buckeyes out of the power I on 1st down and 10. Their first play of the season goes to Derek Arnold.
Yeah, I think Barrett kept that ball himself.
Oh, you're correct. And he stopped maybe for a half-yard loss around the left side.
I'd say you're right.
I took the fake, hook, line, and sinker.
Well, we just wish more that Athens defense would have also.
So it's 2nd down and 11 for the Buckeyes. Right around their own 30-yard line. 5:40 to play in the first quarter. Buckeyes out of the I formation. Handoff goes to Talbert straight up the middle, and Athens right on top of that one.
Bulldogs playing that middle real heavy. They've got 5 guys on the line. They're stepping their linebackers right up into the line and showing a lot of front to those guys at the line right now.
Talbert picks up a couple to bring up 3rd down and 9 for the Buckeyes. And we might see Michael Barrick put the ball in the air for the first time of the season. He looked pretty good in the scrimmages.
Yeah, not only in scrimmages, but the 7-on-7 passing drills they had out here and stuff. You know, I really anticipate we're going to see a real well-balanced offensive attack from the Buckeyes.
Buckeyes 2 receivers split out to this side, 1 to the far side, out of the I formation. 3rd down and about 9 for the Buckeyes on their own 33. Option comes this side. Pitch out goes to Arnold. He's got a first down and more.
Nice
Arnold
out there. He's
the 50, 45, 40. Cuts it back. Arnold 25, 20. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown.
Buckeyes are on the board, baby.
Arnold takes it in from 67 yards out, the sophomore. And he's got some big shoes to fill himself, taking over for Bear Lewis at tailback.
You know what? He's got some shoes to fill, but as you said, the scrimmages, how Barrick looked throwing the ball, Arnold looked really nice running the ball in all the scrimmages we were able to watch this season, too. And I think he just showed you right there, he's ready, he's for the challenge. That's what I was telling you before. The Buckeyes, you know, even though they've won the TVC 4 years running, they don't feel the weight of this on their shoulders. They feel the pride that they're going to continue this, carry this on for the 5th in a row. I think a lot of the Bulldogs were thinking like you on that one, like I was. I was anticipating we were going to see the ball in the air a little bit and spread the field, and because of that, we kind of caught them on their heels, I believe. It's a nice call, nice run.
Buckeyes will go for 2 out of the I formation. Talbert at fullback, Arnold at tailback, Barrick at quarterback. Michael Barrick takes a snap, fake handoff, looking to throw, does so, and it is caught for the 2-point conversion.
I think that was Zach Talbert out of the backfield there. Nice little rolling play for a 2-point conversion.
And the Buckeyes lead 8-0 with 4.5 minutes to play in the first quarter.
I'll tell you what, Jim, after that type of a play, you got the momentum on your side. It'd be nice to see if we could continue to capitalize on the defensive side of the ball.
Mark Campbell kicks it away this time for the Buckeyes, and Athens with a nice return out to the 46-yard line. That was Reed Anderson on the return for Athens. A nice return.
As I say, I know I saw Craig Warren in there, and I'm not sure who else he called on that defensive tackle, but the Buckeyes were swarming around him by that time.
So Athens will have a 1st down and 10, just across their own 45-yard line.
Quite a bit better field position than they had the first time, that's for sure.
Athens out of the I formation. Cannon hands it off to Tope, and he's hit and dropped after a short gain. He'll pick up a couple to the 47. It'll bring up 2nd down and 8. Now they actually spot it back closer to the 46. 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, you had Norway, Pauly, and looked to be Cunningham, all 3 putting a stop to that. You know, Cameron Tope, I think just about every one of his runs was off the right side that first series, so the defense was watching for him there that time.
3:48 to play in the first quarter. The Buckeyes leading 8-0. Athens second down and 9. Cannon back to pass. Throwing long over the middle, and it's incomplete. Nearly pulled in by Shad McCollum.
Oh, Norway went up for the interception instead of staying with his man that time, and the ball floated right over his hands. And boy, we're lucky he didn't reel that one in. It was just on the edge of his fingertips. He wasn't quite able to get his hands into it.
Nice looking pass by Tanner Cannon on that.
Very nice pass. And again, talking about a young kid out there in that type of a scenario where, you know, the time he was at there quite a while and the pocket was kind of closing in on him. He didn't lose his cool at all. He stayed right in there and delivered a nice throw.
Athens now third down and 9 on their own 46-yard line. Out of the eye, Cannon takes a snap, quick pass out to the side. And the receiver's hit and dropped right at midfield. That'll be 5 yards shy of a first down, and Athens will face 4th and 5. Yeah. Catching the ball with Zach Strickmaker.
Michael Barrick, and then Norway was there to help him out, but that was a nice open field tackle also.
Looks like Athens will punt it away on 4th and 5.
It didn't work out for him last time, so 4th and 2 was all right to him. 4th and 5 is a little longer than they wanted to mess with.
Derek Arnold back deep to return the punt. Punting it away for Athens. Mitch Crabtree. Ball loose, now picked up by Arnold. And he'll take it to the right around the 19-yard line, where the Buckeyes will have a first down and 10 for their second possession.
A little bit of a miscue on the receiving end of that, but he was able to gobble it up quickly. Usually you like to see someone just fall on that. As a coach, you're a nervous wreck saying, don't pick it up. Oh yeah, pick it up, you're good. He did a nice job getting his hands on it.
Buckeyes with their second possession now. First down and 10 on their own 19. Nelsonville-York leading 8-0 with 2:47 to play in the first quarter. Buckeyes will go out of the power I. Michael Barrick at quarterback. Barrick takes a snap, hands it off to Zach Talbert, running room up the middle, and
real
close
nice
to a Buckeye first down, just shy of it.
I think that Strickmaker ended up making the tackle, number 7, but opened up the hole was they sent Riley on a little bit of a delayed blitz, and Zach was off to the left side, and Riley was coming to the other side on that one. Nice run by Zach.
The Buckeyes now second down and 1 on their own 28-yard line after the 9-yard run by Zach Talbert. Nelsonville-York out of the I formation.
Second down and short. It'd be nice to see what Barrick can put in the air right here.
Michael Barrick at quarterback. Hands it off to Arnold. And he's got a bucket.
Oh,
no, he lost the ball.
Squirted right out from behind him.
Athens claiming they have it. The officials trying to sort things out at the Buckeye 32.
I couldn't tell if he was down before the ball came out or not. All I know is I saw the ball.
And it looks like the Buckeyes got it back.
Somehow somebody wrestled it away. Did you see who came up with it? I don't know how they did, but that was an excellent effort by whoever it was to get that ball back.
Again, Derek Arnold did get the first down, but after doing so, coughed it up, but the Buckeyes get it back. Buckeyes first and 10 from their own 32. 1:53 to play in the first quarter. Out of the I formation. Talbert at fullback, Arnold at tailback. Michael Barrick at quarterback. Pitch out coming to Arnold this side. Derek Arnold right behind Zach Talbert. And Arnold takes it to the 38-yard line. He's going to pick up about 5.
Boy, he followed that block of Talbert nicely coming around that corner.
Second down and 5 for the Buckeyes on their own 38. Of course, this game has moved back from 7:30 to 8:30 with the intense heat today.
Kind of looking back at last year, it probably would have been a good idea in last year's game. It was pretty hot back then, too. If I remember, there was a handful of Bulldogs cramping up by that game.
Buckeyes second down and 5, 1 minute to play in the first quarter on their own 38. And we have a legal procedure as Derek Arnold takes off a little bit early.
Now, you tend to see that more in the early part of the season, though. Again, you know, getting your timing down, you're obviously your adrenaline's a little bit higher. No matter what scrimmages you play, when you're live game activity, there's things that are out there with your nerves. So those are the kind of things you kind of anticipate to see a little early on in the season.
So the Buckeyes now will have second down and 9 back on their own 33-yard line. 55 seconds to play in the opening quarter. Last year, the Buckeyes defeated Athens 56-16 at Rudder Field. Second down and 9 for the Buckeyes. Michael Barrick at quarterback. Barrick back to pass, setting up a screen over the middle, and it's incomplete.
He was pushed before the ball got there. That was Connor Bunning going in that. 53 hit him in the back well before the ball got to his hands, at least from where I was standing on that one.
And the pass was downfield 2 or 3 yards, so it did look like the Athens defender arrived just a little bit early, but no flag, and the Buckeyes facing third down and 9. 28 seconds to play first quarter.
Jordan Sweeney on the Bulldog side of the ball might have got away with a little one there. But that play was open, and it'll be interesting to see if we come back around to bunting across the middle like that.
Buckeyes on their own 33, third down and 9. Barrick draw play, hand off to Arnold, and nothing doing. Athens right there. Buckeyes lose a yard.
Wrapped up in the back there by one of the captains that came out, Trey Wallace, number 66 for the Bulldogs that time.
And that's going to be the final play of the first quarter. The Buckeyes will be in a punting situation. Fourth down and 10 when we begin the second quarter. At the end of 1 from Boston Field, Nelsonville-York 8, Athens nothing. Buckeyes fourth down and 10 from their own 32-yard line as we begin the second quarter of play. Cameron Tope back deep for Athens. Zach Talbert will punt it away for the Buckeyes. And Athens all over it. But Talbot gets it away, and it's a nice punt.
I'm not sure how he got that away, actually. There was Bulldogs all over the backfield there.
And it's down at the Athens 33. Nice punt by Zach Talbot.
You know, I was just getting ready to say the battle of field position was starting to sway towards Athens there, starting the ball in the 45 and then putting us starting back in our 19, and that kind of evens it back out a little bit, getting that ball back inside that 35.
About a 35-yard punt. Zach Talbot under pressure. Athens with possession, starting on their own 33-yard line. First down and 10. Out of the I formation, once again, the quarterback, Tanner Cannon. Handoff goes to Riley. He's hit immediately and just can't get away from the Buckeyes. They bring him down for a loss on the play of 2 back to the 31.
That was a nice play by the Buckeyes there. Number 28 for the Buckeyes made that stop.
Athens second down and 12 on their own 31-yard line. Strickmaker split out wide to the left. Man comes in motion to this side. Handoff goes to Tope, and he's hit immediately.
Oh, yeah, he was gobbled up that time.
Nathan Johnson. Nathan Johnson right on it.
We kind of changed up our defense a little bit, bringing Nathan Johnson, and then, like I said, number 28, that was Austin McDonald on the other end, moving things around, keeping some fresh legs on the field.
10:45 to play in the first half. Athens third down and about 13. Back on their own 30-yard line. 2 receivers split to the far side, 1 to this side, out of the eye. Tanner Cannon takes a snap, back to pass, setting up a screen. Tope with the catch.
Got some blockers
Gets a
out
block,
there.
and he's dropped just about a yard shy of a first down, maybe a yard and a half shy. Nice hit.
I believe that was Arnold that came up and made that hit.
It looked like Tope was going to pick up the first down, and all of a sudden he was hit and dropped about a yard and a half shy. And Athens on their own 41-yard line will probably punt this one away on fourth down. .17 to play before halftime. 8-0 Nelsonville-York here at Boston Field, and what a beautiful facility here. Of course, the synthetic turf put in before last season, but the track and just the continuous improvements here, just beautiful.
Tell me, it doesn't look like a small college. I mean, with the track out there, when they first put that track and finished it, and I walked out onto the field, it makes the field look twice as big as the normal football field. It just is, it's a beautiful setup out here.
Why they would be measuring this, I have no idea. They're about 2 yards shy of a first down. And again, with this synthetic turf, the yard lines are right on. I mean, they're dead on.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that would have been something that the Athens coaches were requesting just for the heck of it or something, because I wouldn't think the referees would be normally measuring something that was 2 yards short of where they're going.
Buckeyes have to guard against jumping off sides here. 4th and 2 for Athens. They will punt it away. Punt is away, a short punt.
Pauly got in there nicely.
And that takes a Athens roll, and the Buckeyes will jump on it. Arnold will, back at the 21.
Arnold's not afraid of getting after that ball. He jumped right on there at the 21. Did you see that block Norway put on that kid coming down? I didn't catch who he hit, but he hit him hard.
It was a hit now. For the Buckeyes, first down and 10 from their own 21. 10:05 to play in the first half. The Buckeyes leading 8-0.
Be nice to see a nice sustained drive here by the Buckeyes, get some first downs and start mixing things up a little bit right now. I think they're starting to calm down a little bit more on the field than they, that initial enthusiasm has kind of waned just a little bit. Now you're actually playing ball.
Buckeyes on their own 21, first down and 10. Michael Barrick at quarterback. Barrick takes the snap, hands it off. Talbert. Talbert still running hard, and he's finally brought down right around the 27-yard line. He'll pick up about 5 yards.
Well, there's a fullback against fullback. Riley brought him down, but I don't know if anybody else was going to muscle him down. He kind of burst right through the first couple guys that put their arms around him.
Those are two tough ball players right there, Jared Riley and Zach Talbert. They're not afraid of contact. Buckeyes second down and about 5 on their own 27-yard line. Out of the I formation. Michael Barrick takes the snap. Pitch out goes to Derek Arnold. Arnold cuts it up, and it looks like he's got a Buckeye first down right around the 31-yard line. You got to wait for the spotting of the ball.
Strickmaker there on the tackle for the Bulldogs, but Arnold made a real nice cut to get that ball upfield.
First down and 10 Buckeyes.
A real nice combination in the backfield for the Buckeyes this year with the strength and power of Talbert and the speed and quickness of Arnold. You can really mix the plays up back there nicely.
Buckeyes first down and 10 on their own 31-yard line. 9 minutes to play before halftime. And we have movement on the Buckeye line. 5-yard penalty will go against Nelsonville-York.
Just when the momentum started seeming to go your way, you give 5 yards back to the defense and make their life a little bit easier, but
Mark Campbell coming in with the Buckeye play. Nelsonville-York first down now and 15 after the penalty, back on their own 26. Buckeyes out of the I formation.
Trying to spread them out a little bit here.
Michael Barrick takes the snap, back to pass, being rushed, throws, and it's caught by Campbell.
Catch by Campbell
across the 40, 45, down at
right
the 50. 24-yard pickup on the pass play. Michael Barrick to Mark Campbell.
That was an absolutely excellent pass there for from Barrick, and Carter, Mark Carter just went up and snagged that. Very excellent hands on that. Turned that upfield. Excellent game.
8:18 to play in the first half. Buckeyes up 8-0.
You know, but that's what we were hoping to see is, you know, obviously you want a balanced attack, but you have to establish one or the other to open up the other one. And we started running the ball a little bit, and that opens up the passing game.
Nelsonville-York's going to take a timeout before getting a delay of game penalty. Buckeyes were a player short.
Yeah, it was a little close there. They were waiting a little while to get a play back in there, so they're going to take a timeout here.
So the Buckeyes will have a 1st down and 10 at midfield after their called timeout. 8 minutes to play.
You know,
before halftime, the Buckeyes leading 8-0.
One of the things that you like to see in Michael throwing that ball right there, that was a timed pass from the get-go. He was turning, he knew where his man was going to be, and he was putting the ball up. He didn't second-guess the situation. He didn't try to anticipate, is he or isn't he open? He just turned and threw the ball and had his guy go up and make a play. It's really nice to see again.
Buckeyes 1st down and 10 at midfield, out of the I formation.
Yeah, and right now the momentum's on the Buckeye side. I'd like to see him take advantage of this and drive this down and get some more points on the board.
Handoff goes to Arnold on the right side, and he's upended. And that'll be a loss for the Buckeyes of about 3 yards back to the 47.
Yeah, that actually looked to be number 44, Cameron Tope, that came in there and made that play. That was
Buckeyes up 8-0 on a long run by Derek Arnold. Buckeyes now 2nd down and about 13, back on their own 47-yard line. Michael Barrick at quarterback. Takes the snap, back to pass, throwing long on the left side, and it falls incomplete. Mark Campbell, the intended receiver.
Again, that was another one where you could see Barrick just drop back. He knew where Campbell was supposed to be, and he put the ball out there. Didn't quite get the air underneath it that I think he was looking for, because there towards the end, Campbell actually was pulling away from the defender there.
Shad McCollum on coverage for Athens. And the Buckeyes now facing 3rd down and 13 on their own 47. 7:12 to play. Before halftime, the Buckeyes up 8-0. And Michael Barrick will go out of the shotgun.
A little different look for the Buckeyes. 4 wide here, 2 on either side. Really looking to spread that field open.
Barrick takes a snap, setting up a screen, and it goes to Zach Talbert. Talbert cuts it up and dives to the Athens 47. The Buckeyes will be about 6 yards shy of a 1st down. And we have an injured Bulldog. We have an official timeout, and hopefully that young man will be okay.
Looks to be number 30. I believe that's Crabtree for the Bulldogs. Well, I guess
Buckeyes leading 8-0 with 6:54 to play in the first half. Buckeyes elect to punt it away from the Athens 46 on 4th down and about 7. Zach Talbot will punt. Cameron Tope back deep for Athens. Talbot gets it away. Nice high punt. Caught it to 11. Ball's loose. Picked up by Tope, and he's going to be dropped right around the 14-yard line.
Looked to be Terrence Fox and Patrick Norway both down there, but had they been a couple yards ahead of that, they might have had that ball in their hands. That was an excellent punt by Talbot to put that ball up in the air that long. Had some nice hang time.
6:43 to play in the first half. Athens with it on their own 14-yard line, first down and 10. Of course, the Buckeyes hoping to hold the Bulldogs, bottle them up here and get some good field position right before the half. Athens out of the I formation. Again, Tanner Cannon at quarterback, man in motion. Pitch out comes to Tope to this side. And Tope is hit and dropped right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Nice pursuit by the Buckeye defense.
I believe that was Robert Norway, number 59, or possibly number 54 there for the Buckeyes. Nathan Johnson that made that first hit. Stood him up nicely. It looked like he had some momentum coming around that corner. To be able to hold him to 0 yards is a nice game, nice job on the defense there.
Looks like Trevor Pauley may have an equipment problem for the Buckeyes. And now we're ready to go. Second down and 10 for Athens on their own 14-yard line. Cannon takes a snap and he falls down right around the 11-yard line, a loss of 3. Not sure if he tripped over one of his own players coming out of there with it.
That's what it looked like to me. I mean, I think we had a little mini blitz thing kind of going on there where we were bringing some people in, but I think he tripped over the ankle there, or the leg of one of his partners out there.
So it's third down and 13 for Athens on their own 11-yard line. And I bet you the Buckeye defense is saying to each other, watch the screen out there.
It was a nice play there by number 34 for the Buckeyes, Sean O'Neill, too, getting back there and making sure nothing was going to happen.
And it's going to be a draw play this time to Tope. And Tope takes it out to the 21, but he's 3 yards shy of a first down, and Athens will have to punt it away. Clock running at 5:18 to play in the first half.
Nice gain on the play, but when you're backed up on a 3rd and 13, you need a little bit more, but that was a nice play on their part. I'll tell you, Tope's been the workhorse for the Bulldogs tonight. He's really been used in the screen plays, running up the middle, running outside, leaning on him heavily. Well, here's where that field position comes back into play for the Buckeyes now.
Punt is away by Crabtree.
Pauly keeps getting nice pressure on that
and
punt.
Takes an Athens bounce, and the Buckeyes will let that roll. And that's going to be down at the Buckeye 22-yard line.
Talk about reversing the field. Reversing the field there, huh?
About a 50-yard punt. Nice punt for Athens. Buckeyes with 4:38 to play in the first half will have it on their own 22-yard line, leading 8-0. Michael Barrick at quarterback for Nelsonville-York as the Buckeyes break huddle. Talbot and Arnold in the Buckeye backfield. Pitch out comes this side. Arnold looking for some running room, and he'll dive out to the Buckeye 26-yard line as he picks up about 4.
Trying to follow the big number 60, Randy Dennis, putting a lead block out that way for him.
Michael Barrick jogs over to the Buckeye sideline to get the play himself. Jogs back out there. Clock running, 4:08 to play in the first half. Buckeyes second down and 6 on their own 26-yard line. Man in motion for Nelsonville-York. And we got delay of game on the Buckeyes.
Pretty much the same time frame that the Bulldogs was called on that delay of game. It seems like they're calling a little quick, actually, because Didn't seem like there was that much time in between plays there for the Buckeyes.
So with the penalty, now the Buckeyes have 2nd and 11. Back on their own 21. 3:52 to play in the second quarter. Nelsonville-York out of the I formation. Michael Barrick takes a snap. Rolling to the right, looking to throw, throws it down the field, and it is caught for a Buckeye first down. Nice pass.
I believe that was number 22, wasn't it? Austin Snyder in on that reception there. 82,
that was Connor Bunning.
82, I saw the 2 on that.
Across the way, the number's a little bit hard to read. And
well, you know, we're getting older, Jim.
Nice pass by Michael Barrick on the run, and nice reception by Connor Bunning, just a sophomore.
Heavy pressure from the Bulldogs as he was running, too. It's not just rolling out, but he was rolling out with guys breathing down his neck, so excellent play.
Buckeyes first down and 10 on their own 34-yard line. Out of the I formation. Michael Barrick takes a snap. Option comes this side. Pitch out. Derek Arnold. Some running room for Derek. Crosses the 40 to the 43. Picks up about 9.
Cameron Tope brings him down out there, but his quickness really gets him out there. If he had just had one more block, he might have been able to break another one there for quite a distance.
.320 as the clock runs here in the second quarter. Buckeyes leading 8-0. Buckeyes 2nd down and 1 on their own 43-yard line. Buckeyes out of the I. Michael Barrick at quarterback. Takes a snap. Pitch out comes to Arnold to this side. Once again, some running room. Arnold. And he'll dive inside the Athens 45 to the 43.
Excellent play. You can take the pitch to the short side like that. He had some nice blocking on that side, able to squirt through for a nice little gain.
About 14 yards for Derek Arnold. Another Buckeye first down at the Athens 43. 2:45 to play in the first half.
Well, the Buckeyes starting this drive down around their 20-yard line are moving the ball very effectively here in the last few minutes of this first half.
Barrick takes a snap, hands it off to Arnold once again, right
Nice
side,
cut.
and he dives down to the Athens 38, a gain of 5. And a timeout will be called by the Buckeyes of Nelsonville-York. 2:23 to play in the first half, and the Buckeyes leading 8-0. Buckeyes 2nd down and 5 at the Athens 38, out of the I formation.
Just over 2 minutes ago, but here before half, it'd be nice to see another score out there.
Throws, and it is caught. Nice catch down at the 29-yard line.
Excellent
by
catch
Josh
there.
Dickerson. First down for Nelsonville-York. 2:17 to play before halftime, and now the clock starts with the movement of the chains. About a 10-yard pickup for Nelsonville-York on that last one. First down and 10 at the 29 of Athens. Barrick pitches it out to Arnold, cuts it up. Nice move by Derek
nice
Arnold, and
he's up, and the ball's loose.
The ball was loose, but after he hit the
we're
ground.
gonna hope that ground calls that fumble, and it did.
Good call by the officials as it came out after he hit the ground. Of course, the ground cannot cause a fumble. The Buckeyes hold on to it. Arnold picks up 4 to the 25 of Athens. Clock running with 1:32 to play.
Did a nice job to read his blocks on that one and cut that upfield quick.
Buckeyes now will go out of the shotgun. 2 receivers split out on each side. Talbert stays in the block for Michael Barrick out of the shotgun. Takes the snap.
Barrick did a nice
now
job.
Barrick will run to this side of the field, and he'll take it down to the 19-yard line, and that's close to a Buckeye first down.
Barrick ran that ball hard.
1:03 remaining. The clock is stopped as the officials look it over to see if the Buckeyes got the first down. It looks like he did.
I think he did also. The Bulldogs had some nice pressure on that. Otherwise, I think Barrick might have noticed that he had, I believe it was 10, Mark Campbell cutting across the middle pretty wide open after that first initial cut that he made. So I'm sure the coaches will pick that up and make sure they help him out and let him know where to look for that, because there was a clear opening, but a lot of pressure coming up right in his face that time. About a minute to go. They've moved the ball now inside to the 20-yard line here. I tell you what, they've got an excellent chance here to put some more points on the board.
Buckeyes looks like maybe they're just inches short, so they need to be up on the line of scrimmage ready to go once they get the chain set once again. Before that, when that clock starts up.
That's exactly what the coaching staff is hollering at them right now. Get ready to move. Get ready to move.
1:03 to play. Right now the clock is stopped until they get the chain set. Buckeyes 3rd and inches at the 19 of Athens. Buckeyes out of the shotgun. Now the clock running under 1 minute. Barrick takes a snap. Looking for a receiver, throws, and it is incomplete.
You saw who he was looking to, though. He was looking to number 10. Marky Campbell was open last time, and they tried to get the ball back over to him. He was better covered under that particular situation, though.
51 seconds left. Of course, the clock stops on the incompletion. The Buckeyes now 4th and inches, need to pick up the first down. I believe they still have 1 timeout left, and they may elect to use it after picking up the first down, if they do pick it up. Let's see if it'll be Talbot or if Barrick will keep it himself on a sneak. And it is Talbot. And Talbot's got the first down right around the 18-yard line of Athens, and the clock stops once again on the first down until they get the chain set.
That little second effort by Talbot made the difference there. He came right up into a wall of some people, and instead of just kind of staying behind him, he took a little side step to the left and lunged forward. Got that first down for the Buckeyes.
Clock will begin running at 46 seconds. 1st and 10, Nelsonville-York at the 18 of Athens. Barrick takes a snap, back to pass, looking for a receiver. Rolls to the right side. Now throws, and it is caught, and it's out of bounds right around the 11-yard line.
We lost a little bit of time on that clock there.
He was knocked out of bounds, so the clock is now stopped at 30 seconds remaining in the first half.
Tell you what, that was an excellent catch by Josh Dickerson on that far side over there to leap up, grab that ball, keep his feet in, knowing he was going to get hit like that.
Buckeyes have it at the 11 of Athens, where it's 2nd down and about 3. 30 seconds to play before halftime. The Buckeyes leading 8-0.
Again, Michael rolling to his right with pressure makes a solid decision out there in the passing game.
Out of the I formation. Barrick back to pass, throws towards Campbell.
He's got
and
Campbell
it's caught. It's a touchdown, Buckeyes.
Score, Buckeyes score again.
Nice pass by Michael Barrick, and Mark Campbell pulls it in for 6. 11 yards out. And the Buckeyes lead 14-0 with 25 seconds to play in the first half.
Well, that's where you see right there, Michael Barrick has a lot of flexibility, going to his right, going to his left, making some plays either direction, but Mark Campbell did a nice job of getting open on that play too.
Buckeyes going for 2, leading 14-0, 25 seconds to play in the first half.
Well, you know, when they started this drive, Jim, you said it'd be nice to get some more points on the board, but I don't know that we anticipated they'd use the entire clock to get there. And the good thing is that you don't leave a lot of time left over for the Bulldogs at this point.
Man in motion to this side, Dickerson. Barrick pitches it out to Arnold, and Arnold will take it in. Buckeyes lead 16-0, 25 seconds to play in the first half.
Oh, it's like a very well executed play right there, actually, because he was untouched. He was diving in, but he did not get hit before he was into the end zone there. Well, the nice...
Cameron Tope and Shad McCollum back deep for Athens as Mark Campbell kicks it away. A little squib
kick there.
And Athens will cover it up back at the 27-yard line. So the Bulldogs will have 25 seconds left to work with. And of course, again, the Buckeyes won the coin flip and they elected to defer their choice to the second half. So Athens received the ball. So the Buckeyes, they hold on to this 16-0 lead in the final 25 seconds of the first half. They also have the ball coming out to begin the third quarter.
Yeah, you know, you see a lot of times in the young bitty league type football, the coaches like to have that ball first because they want to score first. But as you move into the high school, college, and above, it's really nice to have the luxury of having a solid defense, put a stop in, and always know that you've got the ball coming out in the second half.
Cannon back to pass, throwing a little pass out to Tope. The Buckeyes right there.
Sidestep the first guy.
Tope nearly got away, and he's taken down right around the 30-yard line, a gain of 3. And now Athens, I believe, will take a timeout. And they do with 13 seconds to play in the first half, and the Buckeyes leading 16-0. Athens second down and 7 from their own 30. Cannon back to pass, throws over the middle, and it falls incomplete.
Looked like it was intended for number 45, Eberts, there for the Bulldogs. Stop the clock there quickly enough for him.
8.3 seconds now remaining.
This is where Coach Adams and the Bulldogs coaching staff has their work cut out. It's easy to talk about momentum and winning and changing them attitude on a team, but when they come out and they have a tough first half of the first game, trying to keep that focus for them.
Handoff goes to Tope. He crosses the 35, the 40. Buckeyes tugging on the ball, but Tope takes it out to the 45-yard line. Nice run of about 15 yards, and there's 1.9 seconds to play in the first half, and Athens quickly with another timeout. Final play of the first half, barring penalty. And that's a backward pass. And Athens will cover it up. It was Shad McCollum, I believe, it covered it up for Athens. And
Scott Cunningham on the stop there for the Bulldogs to end the first half.
It's halftime at Boston Field. It's been a good one for the Buckeyes of Nelsonville-York. They lead the Bulldogs of Athens 16-0.
They got everybody back.
Ready for the second half kickoff. Buckeyes take it across the 20. 25 coming out this way. Nice run. Josh Dickerson takes it out to the 45-yard line. Nice return.
Excellent return. He went up there and grabbed that ball down there about the 10 and just followed his blockers as he came to the left side of the field there. Gave him excellent field position to start out this second half, and that's exactly what the coaching staff was looking for when they had that flip of the coin go their way.
Buckeyes first and 10 on their own 44-yard line as we begin the third quarter, and Nelsonville-York leading Athens 16-0. Buckeyes out of the power eye. Michael Barrick at quarterback. Hands it off to Zach Talbert straight up the middle, and Talbert fighting for every yard he can get, and Zach Talbert's going to end up picking up 5 or 6 yards when it looked like he had 1 at most.
That looked more like a rugby scrum going on out there, but they were not going to bring him down with 1 or 2 guys. He was determined to get some yardage out of that play. That was a strong run by Zach that time.
Picks up 6 yards. 2nd down and 4, Buckeyes at the 49 of Athens. Once again, out of the power I. Michael Barrick at quarterback. Takes the snap, hands it off to Arnold. Running room, Arnold, nice hold by the Buckeye offensive line, and Arnold takes it to the Athens 41, a gain of 8. 1st down, Nelsonville-York.
Again, that's an excellent combination in the backfield with Zach's strength running the hard ball like he did the first carry, and then Arnold's speed coming right behind him like that.
Derek Arnold over 100 yards rushing in the first half. Buckeyes 1st and 10 at the Athens 41. Once again out of the power I formation. 10:38 to play in the 3rd quarter. Ball loose. And let's see if Barrick was able to get back on it. Looked like he was.
Yeah, I believe he's got it. And,
so it'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Buckeyes. Clock running, 10:14 to play. Second down and 10 for the Buckeyes at the 41 of Athens. And now we have an official timeout. Looks like an equipment problem on the Athens side.
It'll be interesting to see how they do split the ball up between passing and running in the second half. In the first half, we had somewhere in the neighborhood of about 130 yards rushing and right around that 70-yard passing kind of situation for the first half.
Hand off to Arnold. Arnold running room, and he dives down to the Athens 33. Picks up about 7.
Another excellent cut there. He just seemed to have a real natural feel for when to cut back against that grain.
3rd down and about 3 for the Buckeyes. 9.5 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Buckeyes are leading 16-0.
They're picking up right where they left off in the second half, and that's good to see.
3rd down and 3 for the Buckeyes at the 33 of the Bulldogs. Hand off to Talbert, and he's hit right as he takes the handoff. Athens saying they've got the football. And it looks like they do. 1st down and 10, Athens. So Zach Talbert.
Number 78, one of the captains there for the Bulldogs, Matt Berry, was the first to hit Zach, but they must have stood him up and just ripped it out of his arms or something, because I never saw the ball pop out of there or anything.
So Athens will have it on their own 35-yard line. 1st down and 10, their first possession of the second half. What a nice job the Buckeye Marching Band did at halftime. Of course, the pregame under the direction of Terry Robb and Janice Paris.
First big turnover of the game there for the Bulldogs now.
Once again at quarterback for Athens, Tanner Cannon. He takes the snap and he's back to pass. Looking for a receiver, throws on the left side, and it is incomplete. The intended receiver, Jared Riley.
Boy, from the angle we had here, I thought Riley grabbed it and was turning upfield, and then all of a sudden the ball was sitting out there.
And he might have looked upfield just a little too early.
I believe he did.
So 2nd down and 10 for Athens. Again on their own 35-yard line. 8:58 to play in the 3rd quarter, and Nelsonville-York leading 16-0. Buckeyes scored 8 in the 1st quarter, and then again 8 in the 2nd quarter. Athens out of the I formation. Again, Cannon at quarterback. Pitches it out to Tope on the left side. Nice pursuit by the Buckeyes. Tope still going, however, and he's going to pick up about 3 yards.
Austin McDonald ended up wrestling him down, but corner came up very hard on that to try to bust that up a little bit quicker. Didn't allow Cameron to get to the outside.
Cameron Tope, just a junior for Athens. He looks pretty good out of that Bulldog backfield.
He got a lot of running time last year, too. He was used a lot in their offensive scheme, so he's got a little bit of experience coming in as a junior.
3rd down and 7 now for Athens on their own 38-yard line out of the I formation. 8:15 to play in the 3rd quarter. Cannon back to pass, being pressured. He gets it off, and it falls incomplete.
Looks like we brought Cunningham, number 2, on a blitz that time and forced him to get rid of that ball quick, and then excellent defensive play from the linebacker core right there. They'll bring down 4th and long. We're going to have to be putting the ball back. So the Buckeyes, even though they have the fumble, defense stands real strong right there and forces a quick 3 and out right there.
4th down and 7 for Athens. They will punt it away from their own 38-yard line. Derek Arnold back deep for the Buckeyes. Mitch Crabtree will punt it away for the Bulldogs. Nice snap. Crabtree gets it away. It'll be taken by Arnold. He lost it, picks it up, lost it again. And let's see who has it.
And I'm afraid that's going to end up in the Bulldogs' hands unless Arnold's able to sneak underneath there somehow.
And it is Athens football at the Buckeye 31.
Well, we talked about earlier in the game when Arnold had a little bit of a miscue on a receiving end of a kick. He was able to pick it back up, and it's hard to do when it's on the field like that. The football does not have a handle on it, and would have been nice just to see him fall on that one there, but
of course, Derek Arnold just a sophomore, and maybe next year and the year after he will fall on that one.
Yeah, he's doing an excellent job all around for the team, no question about it. And the way the defense is standing strong right now.
And Tope is tripped up at the Buckeye 28 after a gain of about 4. Gain of 3. It's 2nd down and 7 for Athens.
And that was Derek Arnold in on the first hit there. If you noticed, he had a little bit of a speed about him and an attitude coming in and making a stop right there.
7:28 to play in the 3rd quarter. The Buckeyes up 16-0, but after the Buckeye fumble, Athens with it at the Buckeye 28-yard line. 2nd down and 7, and the ball's loose, and the Buckeyes claiming they've got it back. And they do.
They do, and the ball comes right back over to the Buckeyes as Cunningham comes up with the ball somehow.
Scott Cunningham.
Excellent job.
So that was a big break for Athens getting that ball deep in Buckeye territory, but a big break for Nelsonville-York getting it back.
Unless I missed something, I don't remember us having any turnovers in the first half, did we? I don't think so, and that's the 3rd turnover of the 2nd half, and we've got 7 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter yet.
So the Buckeyes have it on their own 28, 1st down and 10. Leading 16-0 with 7:14 to play in the 3rd quarter. Michael Berry over center at quarterback. Hands it off to Zach Talbert. Talbert breaking some tackles.
Ran right over Crabtree. Hit him and just kept going. Very hard run by Talbert, that time off the left-hand side. Put his shoulder down and just kept going. Excellent run.
8-yard pickup for Zach Talbert. Buckeyes now 2nd down and 2.
He wasn't going to drop that ball. He wasn't going to allow someone to rip it out of his arms. He was going strong the whole way that time.
.640 to play, clock running here in the 3rd quarter. Second down and 2 for the Buckeyes on their own 36.
Lined up in the old T.
Barrick hands it off to Arnold, cuts it up the middle. Derek Arnold crosses the 50.
Almost got free.
Finally tackled by McCollum at the 46 of Athens. Arnold getting up limping though. And he jogs off the field limping. Hopefully it was just a tweak and he'll be okay. Arnold looking very good. Again, had over 100 yards rushing at halftime, and he's added on to that here in the third quarter.
Yeah, he's got another 30-plus yards already here in the third quarter, so picking up right where he left off.
Buckeyes 1st and 10 at the Athens 46. And the handoff on the right side. Not much there, just right back to the line of scrimmage.
Austin McDonald was the one came in and replaced Arnold and was running that ball, number 28 for the Buckeyes that time.
2nd down and 10 for Nelsonville-York at the 46 of Athens. 5:40 to play in the third period. Handoff to Talbert up the middle. Talbert's still running, and he's going to pick up about 9.
Cameron Tope brought him down, but I tell you what, there was 2 nice things I saw in that play. Talbert hit that hole extremely hard, but also, if you notice, Barrick made a nice little fake to kind of get the defense going in one direction as they came back the other way.
Good to see. Derek Arnold has just walked up to head coach Dave Boston. Now he's jogging back out on the field.
Yeah, I was watching him on the sidelines there. He was ready to go back a little bit earlier, but they were trying to just make sure that he wasn't injured any more than they needed him, you know.
Our cameraman Jason McCumber picked it up. He was cramping, was the problem. Ball loose, and Athens is going to cover it up, and they've got it on their own 41. The Buckeyes, leading 16-0, have turned it over 3 times here in the third quarter.
Well, Robbie Glass there for the Bulldogs was at the right place at the right time for the Bulldogs there. That just seemed to squirt right out from the snap itself. And you know, like we were just talking about, here we had first half turnover free, and that's 3 on the Buckeyes in the third quarter here, 1 from the Bulldogs. And keep putting the pressure on your defense when you keep turning the ball over like that.
So Athens will have it on their own 41, 1st down and 10. 4:42 to play in the third quarter, and the Bulldogs trail the Buckeyes 16-0. Athens out of the I formation. Again, Tanner Cannon at quarterback. Back to pass. Throws it out to the left. Caught by Riley. Breaks a tackle, Jared Riley does. And he's got an Athens 1st down, knocked out of bounds at the Buckeye 47. He picks up 12.
Dickerson ended up running him out of bounds over there, but he definitely got a nice hit on, I think that was Robert Norway, as you saw him just coming off holding his shoulder, number 59 for the Buckeyes. Riley's a lot like a Zach Talbert in a running style, as he can deliver a punishment while he's running, not just when he's tackling, you know.
1st down and 10 Athens at the Buckeye 47. Out of the I formation, Cannon hands it off to Tope. He's got a hole, and he'll take it to the Buckeye 42 as he gains 5. So Nelsonville-York has turned it over 3 times in this third quarter, leading 16-0, and the Bulldogs are hoping that the 3rd time's a charm. The Buckeye defense trying to stop them once again. 2nd down and 5 for Athens at the Buckeye 42. 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. Tanner back to pass, throws over the middle, and it is caught. Nice catch down to the Buckeye 19-yard line.
That was Strickmaker for Bulldogs, number 7 on that reception.
23-yard pickup in Athens at the Buckeye 19-yard line, 1st down and 10.
Well, Patrick Norway made the stop, but I'm telling you what, that was a nice pass play for the Bulldogs there. They got a lot of yardage and got the ball down inside the 20 now. And there's that momentum swinging back the other way.
Handoff goes to Tope on the right side. A little bit of running room once again. Takes it to the Buckeye 15, a gain of 4.
It looked like Arnold was the first man in on the stop there, and then some other Buckeyes came along to help out.
3:17 to play in the third quarter. Of course, the Buckeyes with that 16-0 lead. Athens would need 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions just to tie. Buckeyes able to convert both two-point conversion attempts after their touchdowns. Bulldogs 2nd down and 6 at the Nelsonville-York 15. Out of the eye. Cannon back to pass, loose quickly out on the left. It is caught. It is Strickmaker, and he dives inside the Buckeye 10 to the 8. A gain of 7, and an Athens 1st down.
It's an excellent open field tackle, though, by Josh Dickerson. When you've got one man out there, you've got to make sure you make the stop, and he did a nice job out there.
So Bulldogs 1st down and goal at the Buckeye 8. Riley at fullback, Tope at tailback. Cannon at quarterback for Athens. Cannon takes a snap, fakes a throw, and now he's hit as he releases, and it falls incomplete. Nice pressure by Nelsonville-York on the quarterback. Excellent
pressure, but amazingly enough, Strickmaker still got a hand on that ball somehow and almost reeled it in. It was well defended both from the back and in the front interior on that time.
2:23 to play in the 3rd quarter. The Buckeyes leading 16-0, but Athens trying to get on the board. 2nd and goal from the Nelsonville-York 8. Out of the I formation once again. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Cannon pitches out to Tope, left side, cuts it up. And Tope is dropped right around the 6-yard line. He'll pick up 2, but it brings up 3rd and goal from the Buckeye 6 for Athens.
Excellent defensive swarming effort over there on that side for the Buckeyes. Cameron Tope runs that ball hard. So they got Nathan Johnson and Zach Talbert in on the tackle there. And now it looks like Pauly is either cramping up or limping around a little bit on the line there.
And Pauly will come out.
Sean O'Neill's going to go in and give him a little bit of a breather.
3rd and goal, Athens at the Buckeye 6. The lone back is Riley. Tanner Cannon back to pass. And he slips, and now he's sacked. Back at the 12-yard line. So that'll bring up 4th and goal from the Buckeye 12.
Nathan Johnson and Josh Lyon in the back there. Austin McDonald was the first to hit him.
And now Athens will take a timeout. They, of course, know the importance of this play. They're down 16-0. Athens is with 1:19 to play in the 3rd quarter. Nelsonville-York varsity cheerleaders: Brittany Young, Raven Kyle, Brittany Six, Grace Sennett, Bethany McCullough, Kendra Smathers, Amanda Smathers, Erica Robson, Misty McLean, Leah Walbrown, Lauren Bunning, Brandy Kranz, Alyssa Handa, Heather Hartley, Courtney Warren, Whitney Witham, Cheyenne Bookman, Brianna Call, Ashley Alberry, and the cheerleading advisor is Autumn Sennett.
Hey, you can see they're still on the sidelines working with Pauly's leg where he was cramping up, and they were just stretching Arnold's leg back out again also. If you remember last year, it was the Bulldogs that had the cramping problems, and this year a couple of the Buckeyes seem to be fighting the cramps with the heat and the dehydration out there.
Big play coming up in this game. 4th and goal for Athens at the Buckeye 12, and the Buckeyes leading 16-0.
The fans can feel it. You can hear them stomping their feet and stuff. They know this is a big play.
Cannon back to pass, being rushed. Now he throws, and it is caught, then dropped incomplete.
That is an excellent hit there by one of the Buckeyes. Got to wait and see who gets up.
It looked like even if McCollum would have pulled that in, he was on the 1-yard line. He'd have been short of the goal line, and the Buckeyes would have had it, but they would have been back on the 1-yard line.
Arnold
nice
made sure
defensive play.
It was Arnold, and he made sure that ball wasn't going to get in the end zone. Ball tipped around, and the Bulldogs almost brought it down before Arnold was able to put that lick on him and make sure that ball hit the ground.
So the Buckeyes survived their 3rd turnover in this 3rd quarter.
I'll tell you what, the defense is showing its merit right now with 3 turnovers in a single quarter like that, not allowing the Bulldogs to put a single point on the board.
1:12 to play in the 3rd quarter. The Buckeyes take over on their own 12-yard line. Zach Talbert at fullback, Derek Arnold at tailback, Michael Barrick at quarterback for the Buckeyes. Barrick takes a snap, looking to throw, being rushed. And he dumps it off, and it's picked off, and a touchdown for Athens.
He looked over and he saw Zach Talbert, tried to flip the ball out to him, and Eberts, number 45 for the Athens Bulldogs, just snapped it out of the air and walked into the end zone. And I'm afraid that's Barrick still laying on the ground.
So the Buckeyes have now turned it over 4 times in the third quarter. And the Bulldogs are on the board at 16-6. And we have an injury timeout, and hopefully he'll be okay with 1:06 to play. In the third quarter, 16-6, Nelsonville-York leading.
You couldn't have asked for a worse start to the second half for a team than the Buckeyes after they had the momentum and things going their way. 4 turnovers in the third quarter here.
Michael Barrick being helped off the field, needing assistance, and Athens going for 2 to try to pull this to within 8. Cannon back to pass, throws, and it's knocked down by Nelsonville-York, and the 2-point conversion attempt fails.
It looked like Robert Norway that time, number 59, knocked that ball down, and that was a nice hold again by the defense there to make sure that we didn't give up that extra 2-point conversion. You know, now you're more than that 1 score away anyways.
The Buckeyes still up 2 scores after holding Athens on the 2-point conversion attempt at 1:06 to play, third quarter, 16-6 Buckeyes. Ryan Zeisler kicking it away for Athens. Derek Arnold back deep for the Buckeyes. And it's a short high kick fielded at the 20-yard line. Nice return by the Buckeyes. And out to the 38-yard line. Terrence Fox, I believe.
It sure was. That was an excellent run back, and I think he might have tripped himself up, actually. He popped into that hole quick.
Michael Barrick jogs back out on the field. It looked like, again, a bad cramp for Michael.
I'll tell you what, that's a good sign for the Buckeyes here that he's back out there on the field.
1:01 to play in this third quarter, and I'm sure the Buckeyes would be glad to see this third quarter expire.
I think they'd like to just forget it happened and pretend like it's starting all over in the second half here.
1st and 10, Nelsonville-York on their own 38. Handoff goes to Arnold on the right side, and he's hit and knocked down right around the 40, a gain of 2. Second down and 8.
High school ball is such a game of momentum, and it's hard to turn your team's momentum around when you're on the negative side. And right now, the Buckeyes have got to find some way here between this third and fourth quarter. Coaches get back and get those guys re-geared for this fourth quarter and make sure they understand that they can be back to where they were in the first half. They just got to have a belief in themselves.
Buckeyes out of the I formation, 22 seconds to play in the third quarter. Pitch out comes to Arnold this side, gets a block. Arnold, 45, and he dives out to midfield. He's down at the 49, and that's a Buckeye first down on a pickup of about 9 yards for Derek Arnold.
Brought down there by Robbie Glass, but...
and Arnold is limping off the field.
Actually, that was an excellent block there by Connor Bunning, 82, to seal that corner off and allow Arnold to get around, but you're right, Arnold comes back off again, and I'm just hoping it's a continuing of the cramping situation.
And it looks like it is another cramp. Again, it is very hot, even though they moved the game up to 8:30.
Yeah.
Still pretty warm, and down on that turf yesterday, they had a thermometer down there, and it was 137 degrees down on this
That's the end
synthetic
of the third quarter. Wow.
And that's the end of the third period here at Boston Field. Nelsonville-York 16, Athens 6. Buckeyes first down and 10 from their own 49 as we begin the fourth quarter of play. The final 12 minutes. Austin McDonald at tailback. Takes the handoff on the right side. McDonald running hard. The pile still moving. And he's going to take it to the Athens 43-yard line. Picks up 6.
An excellent run. Nice hard run in there from Austin.
Campbell comes in with the Buckeye play. Second down and 3 for Nelsonville-York at the Bulldog 43-yard line.
Shows a lot of confidence from the coaching staff and Austin McDonald to be able to go right to him after taking Arnold out like that.
Barrick hands it off to Talbert. They're trying to take the ball from him. Talbert holds on to it, but he's dropped for a 2-yard loss back to the 46-yard line. Nice pursuit by Athens. Clock running under 11 minutes to play in the fourth quarter.
Vinny Ryder was trying to rip that ball right out of Zach's hands again.
Derek Arnold jogs back into the Buckeye huddle. Buckeyes with a 10-point lead. Third down now and about 5.
Arnold still trying to stretch that leg as he's back there on the field yet.
Buckeyes at the Athens 45. Out of the I formation, Barrick option, pitches it out to Arnold, cuts it back to the inside, dives forward, and looks like he'll just be just shy of a first down, maybe by a yard.
I think so.
Needed to get to the 41, but just got to the 42. And this is a decision for head coach Dave Boston, leading by 10 with 10:05 to play in the game at the Athens 42, but it's just 4th and 1.
I think the decision is who am I going to give the ball to?
Sometimes you feel like if you can't pick up a yard, you don't deserve the ball. The Buckeyes will go for it out of the power I. Barrett takes the snap, hands it off to Arnold, and he's got a Nelsonville-York first down of the Athens 39 as he picks up 3.
I tell you, right there is one of those things where the coaches are looking at that and saying, hey, we had a very tough third quarter. We need to get the momentum back on our side, and what better way to show our kids that we believe in and things are going to happen. Go for a short 4th down, get the first down, and I think you're going to see a different Buckeye team from here on out.
Austin McDonald back in for the Buckeyes, but this time replacing Zach Talbert, who'll get a breather. Buckeyes 1st and 10 at the Athens 39, 9:18 to play in the game. Nelsonville-York leading 16-6.
As we line back up in that T again.
Barrick hands it off. McDonald running hard and takes it to the 35, a gain of 4.
I believe that was Arnold that time.
You're correct. Derek Arnold on the carry, wearing 26, and of course McDonald 28. Arnold with a 4-yard pickup to the Athens 35. Buckeyes 2nd down and 6 with 8:47 to play in the game. Buckeyes out of the power I. Michael Barrick at quarterback. 2nd down and 6. Handoff goes to Arnold. Running hard, Derek Arnold, and he takes it down to the 27.
He slipped by the first 3 tacklers and was able to get a lot of positive yardage out of something that really should have been stopped after about 1 or 2 yards.
8-yard pickup and a Buckeye first down. First down and 10 at the Athens 27.
This is actually one of the better just methodical drives that the Buckeyes have had throughout the game. They're just kind of moving the chains along right now, eating up a lot of clock.
Buckeyes out of the eye. Michael Barrick at quarterback. Handoff goes to the first man through, and he dives down to the Athens 25. Gain of a couple.
I believe that was Austin McDonald playing the fullback position there.
Second down and 8 for Nelsonville-York. It was McDonald on the carry. Buckeyes at the Athens 25-yard line. Leading by a couple scores. The Buckeyes working on the clock here in the fourth quarter. It's down to 7:24.
I was going to say the same thing. The clock is their friend right now as long as it keeps running.
And now Nelsonville-York will call timeout. 7:20 to play. in the fourth quarter, and the Buckeyes leading 16-6.
Again, that play took a little bit of time to get everybody onto the field, and I think the coaching staff was just trying to avoid a delay of game right there on that timeout.
Buckeyes second down and 8 at the Athens 25. Out of the I formation, and a flag comes in. Someone's offside.
Someone had to have lined up offsides for that to happen.
Looks like it's on Athens. And it is offsides on Athens. So that makes it 2nd and 3. .7:20 to play in the fourth quarter. Buckeyes up 10.
Well, you know, we were talking earlier, you have one team out here that was 9-2 last year, another one 1-9, and it's pretty obvious they're both out here to try to win their first game of the season and set the tone.
Handoff goes to Derek Arnold, and he's taken down right around the 17-yard line. He picks up 3. He's close to a Buckeye first down, and let's see where they spot it.
Looks like Joey Young on the stop. So the Bulldogs are trying to move a few fresh legs in there on defense to try to keep things rolling.
Buckeyes third down, and
I think the refs want to measure this because it's pretty close to a possible first down is what they're saying.
They are going to measure. Next week, the Buckeyes will travel down to River Valley while Athens will host Meigs. Buckeyes are short of the first down. Looks to be about a half yard.
Yeah, say just under a yard to go on that.
Buckeyes third down and about a half yard to go at the ball resting just inside the Athens 18-yard line. And we're ready to go. Buckeyes out of the tee. And we have movement on both sides. And that one will go against Nelsonville-York. No, it's offsides on Athens, but the official's taking the ball the other way. And I believe the Buckeyes lost a yard before they started counting off this penalty. The Buckeyes were inside the 18-yard line, and he started from the 19 after he went the wrong way.
I was thinking the same thing. He started walking the wrong direction. When he turned around and marched it back off the other way, he shorted us a yard.
But that'll be a Buckeye first down at the Athens 14.
On a 4-yard penalty.
.6:35 to play. Clock is running here in the fourth quarter.
Again, this is a nice drive by the Buckeyes, exactly what they needed coming out of that third quarter. Long, sustained drive, eat up the clock, move the ball downfield.
Hand off to Talbert, and he'll take it down close to the 12, a gain of 2. I believe the Buckeyes have had the ball so far this entire fourth quarter.
They started out on their own 49-yard line, I believe, at the beginning of this fourth quarter, and they've just chewed up that clock.
I believe there was a minute left in the third quarter when the Buckeyes took possession, so this is a good old-fashioned Dave Boston drive.
Nothing better than what the fans of Nelsonville would like to see.
.550 to play in the fourth quarter, and the Buckeyes up 10, second down and 8 at the Athens 12 for Nelsonville-York. Michael Barrick at quarterback. fakes the pitch, hands
Nice
it off
fake
to
again.
Zach Talbert. He's still driving.
Oh, my. Another hard run by Talbert.
Talbert down to the 1-yard line. And now a flag comes in, a little
We've got some
pushing
mouthing
going on.
You hate to see that. The kids are playing so hard, and you know, it's a fierce competition for both sides of the ball. But, you know, that's the second time I've noticed Barrick make that fake pitch. And when he's done that fake pitch and then handed it back down off to Talbert, he's been able to get some nice yardage.
Official sorting things out. Personal foul on Nelsonville-York, personal foul on Athens, and there's offset. And the Buckeyes will have it at the 1.
Fortunate for the Buckeyes for being able, like we've said, to have such a strong drive like that. And here with 5.5 minutes to go, you're down on the 1-yard line, or they're spotting us at the 2.
Of course, football is a physical game, and again, it's hot down there on the field, and usually heat aggravates anger a little bit.
And it's been a tough competition. I mean, this has been a back-and-forth game, and a lot's going on out there. Both teams are playing very hard.
Buckeyes 2nd and goal at the Athens 1. 5.5 minutes to play in the game. Nelsonville-York up by 10. Barrick takes the snap, hands it off to Talbert, and Zach Talbert's in for a Buckeye score.
Well, that'll wash away that third quarter for you, Jim.
22-6 is the Buckeye lead with 5:19 to play. Now Nelsonville-York will attempt the point after touchdown.
And I think Zach's the one going to be attempting our point afters also.
Michael Barrick holding. High snap. Barrick gets it down. The kick is up, and it's no good. Off to the left. But the Buckeyes extend their lead. Nelsonville-York 22, Athens 6 with 5:19 to play in the game.
Well, as much as the coaching staff for the Buckeyes probably were unhappy with that third quarter and all the turnovers, they've got to be very pleased with the way the fourth quarter came out and the offensive side of the ball. They really took control of that offensive line, ran the ball extremely effectively, and just ate up a ton of clock and moved the ball and put some more points on the board.
Band playing down on the track. Again, a lot of electricity in the air here at Boston Field. A start to another football season. Football's big in this town.
Football is not just something that the kids play. It's not something that you represent your school or your family. It's for the entire community, and that's what you see in southeastern Ohio. The entire family, the entire community show up and help support their teams out here. It's just a wonderful opportunity for everybody to get together on a Friday night.
Mark Campbell will kick it away for Nelsonville-York. Approach and a little squib kick up the field, taken by an up man at the 35, and he's hit and dropped at the 37.
And that was Derek Arnold in on the stop there. Number 31 was running the ball there for the Athens Bulldog, Joey Young. But Derek Arnold came flying in there.
Of course, Arnold just a sophomore. 5:15 to play in this fourth quarter. The Buckeyes up 16. So the Bulldogs need 2 touchdowns, and they need to convert 2 two-point conversions just to tie the Buckeyes, and just 5:15 left.
Right now, though, you've got to say both coaching staffs have done an excellent job of preparing these teams to come out and play hard from the very beginning of this season.
Cannon, it looks like someone may have stepped on his foot.
I believe not by choice. I believe it looked like number 72, Tyler Wynn, and 78, Trevor Pauly, were pushing that offensive line back into the feet of the quarterback that time.
Nice penetration by the Buckeye. 4:50 to play in the fourth quarter. Athens second down and about 13 back on their own 35.
We don't want to miss out on Sean O'Neill. He was also in on that from the Buckeyes defensive line there.
Out of the I formation, the Bulldogs. Cannon back to pass, looking for a receiver, throws, and it is complete. And the receiver gets it back to the original line of scrimmage, a gain of 3.
That was Eberts, number 45 for the Athens Bulldogs, brought down by the Robert Norway, number 59 for the Buckeyes. And he did just get back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe just shy of it, actually.
Bulldogs with the ball on their own 38-yard line, where it's third down and 10. Clock running at 4 minutes to play in the ball game. Cannon back to pass. Dumps it off to the side and still going. And he's finally brought down. The receiver is at the 38-yard line. He picks up 1.
That was number 25. Don't have a 25 on my Athens Bulldog list. But I can tell you that Norway and Wynn brought him down.
.3:14 to play in the fourth quarter. It's fourth down and 9 for Athens on their own 38-yard line.
Going to punt the ball back here, and obviously the defense did another excellent job here in the second half. Put another stop.
Mitch Crabtree will punt it away. The Buckeyes with no one deep. No sense risking a fumble. Ball bounces at the Buckeye 23, takes an Athens roll, and Nelsonville-York will have it on their own 15-yard line. 2:44 to play in the game, and the Buckeyes leading 22-6. Buckeyes first and 10 from their own 15. Out of the power I formation, and
looks like that might have been fumbled on the snap there, to tell you the truth.
Let's see as the officials sort it out. And 25 for Athens is now Jared Riley. You confirmed that. The Buckeyes will have a second down and 10.
Little miscue,
15.
Little miscue on the snap there, but those Bulldogs are really keep an eye on them. They're gearing up for every snap right now. They're coming after that ball. They know with 2 minutes to go, they don't have a chance if they can't get the ball back in their hands. And right now, the Buckeyes are just looking to get a couple first downs and try to run this clock to their favor.
Buckeyes out of the eye, and I'm not sure if there was movement or not, but number 54 for Athens really came across hard.
Yeah, that's my guess, is that's against Athens, number 54.
Probably trying to just cause a fumble, trying to time the snap and hoping to cause a fumble for Athens.
Yeah. I'm not so sure that he might not have been a little early on the last snap and how it messed things up, actually, but that one was a little more obvious, I believe.
Clock running, 1:58 to play in the game. The Buckeyes leading by 16. Of course, the next time these two teams face off, it'll be a TVC Ohio League game next year. Athens joining the Tri-Valley Conference.
Talked to a lot of Athens fans. They're looking forward to coming into the league here. That's handed off to Talbert right up the middle.
And he'll take it to the 23-yard line, a gain of 3. And Athens is going to take a timeout. 1:30 to play in the fourth quarter, and the Buckeyes leading 22-6. Buckeyes third down and about 2 from their own 24-yard line. Merrick hands it off up the middle, and short gain on the play to the 25. Buckeyes look to be still just a little bit short of a first down. Athens calls timeout with 1:20 to play in the fourth quarter, and the Buckeyes leading 22-6. Buckeyes facing fourth down and about a half yard to go. Buckeyes out of the power I on fourth and about a half yard. Maybe they're just going to try to draw Athens off sides here. And it looks like that is what they're doing. And Michael Barrick will take a timeout. Athens does not fall for it. 1:20 to play in the fourth quarter. The Buckeyes leading by 16, and Nelsonville-York will now punt it away.
You know, as much as they've been jumping the snap, that's actually a good job on that defensive line to not move on that count.
Other games of interest around the area tonight: Wellston at Jackson, Logan at Lancaster. I believe we heard Lancaster was winning that one. Bern Union at Trimble. Last we heard Bern Union was winning that one in the second half. Belpre versus Warren. Alexander at Eastern. Alexander was winning that one last report. Federer-Hocking at Caldwell. Caldwell won that game 14-7. Meigs at Oak Hill and Unioto at Vinton County. Vinton County was leading that one. I believe it was 20-7 the last we heard. And Maysville at Miller and Willersburg at Ironton, a big one down on the river.
A lot of excellent games to kick off the season, really. A lot of good matchups out there. I'm thinking that the Buckeyes have a lot to work with on this game. They're going to be able to, from a coaching perspective, really focus in on a lot of things they've done right, being able to move the ball both from running and some passing. And then obviously from a defensive side of the ball, you can't say enough about what they were able to do in the third quarter in stopping the Bulldogs as often as they did, and then turn around and give us the opportunity to really take control in the fourth quarter of this game.
Zach Talbot will punt it away for the Buckeyes. Cameron Tote back deep for the Bulldogs, and a high snap. Talbot will just knock it out of the end zone for a safety and a late hit by Athens. And another flag comes in.
That's got to be against Eberts and Riley. Eberts, number 45, absolutely leveled Zach when the ball was 10 yards out of play.
Now the officials getting some order out on the field, and now another flag goes. Dave Boston is out on the field, and 1:14 to play. Of course, both teams and some coaches from both teams out on the field just trying to get some order. Zach Talbot knocks it through the end zone for a safety. Which would make it 22-8. Of course, the Buckeyes will then have to free kick it from their own 20 with 1:14 remaining in the game. And of course, the officials sorting out what happened after that, after Talbot kicked it out of the end zone.
A lot of frustration on the Athens Bulldogs side, I believe. There, like you said, with the heat and the battle that they've been going through all evening. Of course, you don't know what was said afterwards, where that extra flag came from, or what was going on down there on the field. We'll wait and see what the refs have to say.
So the officials have broken up, and we're still awaiting the signal from the head referee on what was decided. And now they're talking to a player from Athens, a player from Nelsonville-York. Buckeyes leading 22-6. That's what the scoreboard shows right now. But again, the Buckeyes on the high snap on the punt, and Talbot kicked it through the end zone. That would be a safety. .114 to play, and of course the score will be 22-8 once this is sorted out.
Yeah, it looks like they've pulled one captain from each team. They're out there trying to explain to the captains what the ruling is, where we're going to be going from here.
official to the Buckeye sideline. And Coach Dave Boston pleading his case. Buckeyes again leading 22-6, 1:14 to play in the fourth quarter. And as I said, it'll probably be 22-8 again.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Buckeyes
sure
taking to safety.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much a sure thing. You'll get the 2 points on the board for the Bulldogs with 1:14 to go here to make it 22-8. Now the Bulldogs are coming back out on the field.
They'll be receiving the free kick from Nelsonville-York, but let's see what the call is, or calls. (22 to 6). Again, it'll probably be 20. It will be 22 to 8. Buckeyes in the lead. Safety again on Nelsonville-York. Unsportsmanlike conduct. And it looks like unsportsmanlike conduct on both teams. Buckeyes 22, Bulldogs 8.
So the unsportsmanlike conduct is taken out on yardage on the kick, apparently.
Did the official point both ways, or was it 2 penalties on Athens?
2 penalties on Athens,
Okay.
which is a 15-2
I thought he
15-yard
said
penalties.
unsportsmanlike on Athens and unsportsmanlike on Nelsonville-York, but as you said, 2 of them on Athens, so that's 30 yards in penalties, and the Buckeyes will now free kick from midfield. Buckeyes can elect to punt or kick it, and it looks like they will kick it away off the tee. Mark Campbell will kick it. Buckeyes up 14 with 1:14 to play in this game. Obviously, the thing you want to guard against here is a big return for the Bulldogs.
He's been squib kicking most of his kicks, so kind of anticipate that, but we'll wait and see how they line them up here.
And you would think squib kicking would be ideal here, getting to kick it from the 50. And Campbell does so, and it's caught by an up man at the Athens 39-yard line. That's where they'll have the football, trailing by 14. 1:14 to play.
That was number 63, Gilkey, for the Bulldogs out in the up line that was able to catch the ball. You know, interestingly enough, that just went over the 10 yards. Had he not been able to reel that in, it could have been a live ball for the Buckeyes.
Tanner Cannon at quarterback for Athens. Jared Riley now again wearing 25 instead of 33 at fullback. Tope at tailback. Cannon throws, and the receiver's down at Strickmaker.
Strickmaker made the catch, but his knee was on the ground as he received the ball.
And that'll keep the clock running at 1:03 to play in the game. No gain on the play. Second down and 10 for Athens on their own 38.
Probably have time for 1, maybe 2 more plays. What do you think?
Clock running at 40 seconds. Of course, the Bulldogs burning their timeouts, trying to get the ball back. Second down and 10 for Athens. Cannon back to pass. Being rushed, and Cannon's going to be sacked.
Down. Austin McDonald and Trevor Pauly, it looks like, in on 76 there for the Buckeyes.
Sacked back at the 25, a 13-yard loss.
Michael Russell along with Austin McDonald.
And that's going to do it in this game. Clock's down to 5 seconds and running. And the Buckeyes have defeated the Bulldogs of Athens for the 4th year in a row, 22-8. Buckeyes keep the Doc Kroner trophy. The Buckeyes have, again, these teams have now played 23 straight years, and the Buckeyes have won 19 of them.
Well, they came out and did exactly what they were wanting to do, and that's get the first W of the season and start moving in a new direction here. Trying to get that, as they were saying in the paper the other night, drive for 5, going for 5 TVC titles in a row. And, you know, although Athens isn't in the TVC yet, it's a good starting point for the Buckeyes to start the season out 1-0 and a very hard-fought game. With all the turnovers in the third quarter, it allowed the Athens Bulldogs to be in this game until that long drive by the Buckeyes, who basically took the game over there in the fourth quarter.
Of course, nice to see good sportsmanship at midfield after the tempers flared a little bit in this game. Of course, these players separated by just 12, 15 miles, and most of them know each other, played against each other through the years.
Yeah, I'd say on both sides of the ball, you've got kids that are probably 8 years into their football careers already, and they've seen each other year in and year out. And on the basketball court, and in the baseball diamond, and everywhere else.
Buckeyes holding up that Doc Kroner trophy that will stay with Nelsonville-York, the traveling trophy. Again, the Buckeyes win it by a final score of 22-8 over Athens. And Ray has some stats for us from the game.
Yeah, we'll run down through the stats real quick in the overall category. Athens Bulldogs had about 68 yards rushing. That's 54 in the first half, 14 in the second. Passing, they had 84 yards, 38 in the first half, 46 in the second half. And the overall yardage for the Buckeyes this evening was, in the first half, running 133, 73 yards passing, while they had 117 yards rushing and 0 yards in the air in the second half. Total for the Buckeyes then was 250 yards rushing, 73 in the air. So a little bit of balance there, looked good. On the individual stats there for the Athens Bulldogs, you had Cameron Tope for 69 yards rushing and 38 in the passing category. Riley had 2 yards rushing overall and 12 yards receiving. Strickmaker ended up with 31 yards on the receiving side. Connor, the quarterback, ended up with -3 yards, while Eberts ended up with 3 positive passing yards. On the Nelsonville-York Buckeyes individual stats, you had Derek Arnold with 175 yards on the ground tonight, really dominating from both outside and inside there. Talbert had 61 yards on the ground, along with 8 yards receiving. And then we had Austin McDonald with 9 yards rushing, and Barrick had 5 yards to the positive side. On the other receiving side of the cores, we had Connor Bunning with 14 yards, Josh Dickerson with 16, and Mark Campbell with 35. So really spread the ball around nicely from the Nelsonville-York Buckeye side. We had 3 runners, 4 different guys receiving, moved the ball around real well.
Now we have some Player of the Game award. And first of all, we have our special teams Player of the Game from Nelsonville-York, sponsored by Nelsonville Check Cashing, and our special teams Player of the Game, Zach Talbert, the Buckeye punter.
Yeah, and I tell you, there was a couple different times specifically that really earned him that in this evening's game. And a couple times I can think of is the hang time he had on his kick, the distance he had on his kick, and it really changed the direction and the field position of the game a couple different times, along with a couple times under heavy rush. He was able to get that ball out of there. Nice job by Zach.
Really nice high punts for the Buckeyes. The Nelsonville-York Offensive Player of the Game, sponsored by the Pit Stop Carryout, tailback Derek Arnold.
And what can you say about Derek except for 175 yards on the ground? And, you know, he had some cramping situations out there. He kept coming off the field, stretching, and getting back out there and worked extremely hard. He played very hard on the defensive side of the ball also, which makes the running of 175 yards just that much tougher.
And our Nelsonville-York Defensive Player of the Game, sponsored by Jim and Jolinda Edwards, Trevor Polly.
You know what? It's one of those things that a lot of people don't take the time to recognize the guys down on the line and how hard they've got to work every single play to be able to stuff the ball, to be able to stop that play and allow the other defenders to do what they need to do. But Trevor did a great job of just creating chaos on the Athens side of the ball consistently.
Played a great game. Of course, all the Buckeyes played great here tonight. It was a nice win, starting off another football season, and the Buckeyes, you can't win them all unless you win that first one.
Yeah,
they always say.
You got to start somewhere, right? And it was encouraging, though. I mean, to have a team that you have a lot of new starters out there. We lost a lot of seniors. We have a lot of junior leadership. We've got some obvious some seniors out there that are taking some real pride in being the captains. They came in real strong tonight. But as a whole, to be able to come out to this field and take control of the first half and then really have things go the way they did in the third quarter, and to be able to regroup and really come back and dominate in that fourth quarter with that long drive and just eat up the entire clock and really put the game away with that drive, you got to say that there's a lot of heart in this team, and I'm looking forward to some really great things throughout the season.
Buckeyes next week again will be traveling to River Valley, and once again in this one, the Buckeyes defeat the Athens Bulldogs 22-8. For Jason McCumber on camera and Ray Spouts, this is Jim McCumber saying, so long, everybody.